Okay, so I'm just going to go through some ground rules. Can I take your horse?
Yes. Yeah, I've only got...
Yeah, that's okay, I've got this one. Okay, so who's this?
Samba.
This is Samba, and how old's Samba?
She'll be 4 next month.
Okay, so she's quite a baby.
Yeah.
I'll just put my... Oh, you're going to have a little chew, are you? Okay. Alright. Do you want to take that other one off?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go through some ground rules to start with. I'm just going to tighten this up. So this is a Morelli type halter, which I'm not a lover of because they slip and they end up down here.
Okay.
But okay, we'll work with that. That's fine. So I work with Monty Roberts methods, so I use Monty Roberts to do the Dooley head collars. But this is fine. Okay, so first of all I need to establish my personal space. So he's quite in my space and going, oh, I want to be on top of you. Okay, so I need to have an arm's length away. I'm just going to back him up because he's just coming into my space just a little bit too much. So I'm going to be, alright, you're fine. I'm behind you, having a bit of a panic. Okay, so an arm's length away with a smile in my line when he's doing the right thing. Okay, so after his attention, we've got a bit of licking and chewing there. Still a little bit worried, looking around at everything, which is fine. You've just come into a completely new environment with some very strange looking objects that they've probably never seen in a school before. So lowering the head, just coming into my space again, so I'm just going to back him out again. Just make it really clear, be really black and white that those are the rules. This is my space and that is your space. The horses in a group have a bubble around them that's only ever entered by a lead horse. Okay, so I can go in and give him a lovely rub whenever I want to, because he's not allowed to do that to me. So I'm gonna. So he's just having a little, he's just testing me and going, "Are you sure you're the leader?" Okay, so I'm just going to be really clear and say, "No, that's your space over there, and this is mine over here." Just half tension and put a smile back in the line. So we're using pressure and release. So the next thing is I'm going to ask him to take one step, and you'll see how this comes into play with the horse agility a bit later. So when I'm blocking him, I'm looking him in the eye. So each time he does that, he's saying, "Am I allowed to do that?" If I don't answer it, I'm saying yes. Okay? So I'm going to take a big step out behind me, look at his feet, and then block him. So just making myself a little bit bigger because he's going, "Oh, do I have to stop here?" And I'm saying, "Yes, you do have to stop there." So do that once more. Take a big step out behind me, look him in the eye, then look at his feet, and then look him in the eye to block him. Okay? So if he keeps doing that and I step back, he's moving my feet. So I'm just going to step him back out of my space again. Okay, so when he steps into my space, I use pressure straight away and I tell him to step out of my space. Just while we're standing here, just be mindful of whether you're putting pressure on your horse's head when they're not doing anything. Use your arm. That's it. Okay, so even that becomes a nag. Okay, so we want to have a smile in our line. They sort of draw us into hanging on and pulling on them. So just try to have your smile in the line. Obviously not like that, but you know, just so that you can just use the pressure if you need to use it. If you're already half using it, then you haven't got much left. If the horse goes off, you've already used half of your pressure. Okay, so now I'm going to ask him to take a step back. So when he steps into my space, I'm telling him. Now I'm going to ask him. So I'm going to hold the line near the clip. I always have my hand turned over like this, like I'm riding a bike. So it just gives you a little bit more leverage than with your hand like that. Also, if the horse takes off, you're more likely to twist your wrist. So I'm going to step in, I'm going to look at his feet, and I'm going to ask him to step back with my line, good boy, and I just want him to move away from me ultimately without me using the pressure, but I'm going to use good boy. So I want this foot to move, good boy. Well done. So I'm looking at the feet, and I want to move the feet. So I'm going to step back here, I'm going to look at his feet, and then I'm going to block him. Okay, so I'm just making myself a little bit bigger going, yes, I have stopped. And he's just going, sure? So he's just testing me out, which is fine. And they will all do that, and they push their boundaries all the time. So you have to be really black and white. So just like with children and dogs, you set them boundaries, they know where they stand, and everybody's much more calm and relaxed. Okay, so now I'm going to ask him to move sideways. So I'm going to go to his wither and give him a rub. Rubbing the horse's wither is scientifically proven to reduce adrenaline, so when you're riding and your horse is a bit worried, giving them a good scratch on the wither is a good idea to keep them calm if you can do it, to keep them right before hand while they're doing something silly. Okay, and then I'm going to step to his back leg, take 3 big steps out behind me, look at his bottom, ask his head to come around and block it. Okay, I'm just going to do that again. Go to his wither and give him a rub. Go to his back leg, take 3 big steps out behind me, looking at his bottom, I want to send his bottom away, I want his head to come around, and I want him to come back and be with me. Got distracted, and then block it. Okay, so whatever it was he was looking at over there, if I follow his gaze, that makes him the leader. So I'm not going to go, oh, what are you looking at? Because that just confirms to him that that's something we need to look out for. Whatever that is over there, whatever he's looking at, is not going to threaten my life, or his, more than likely. So I don't need to worry about it. So you just go, whatever that is, I'm fine with it. It doesn't matter. I don't need to worry. Good boy. Good boy. Lots of things going on here. Okay, so then we move on to leading. When we're leading, we need to have the horse's head at our shoulder. So here. We're traditionally taught to lead from here. That puts the horse in front. Okay, so that makes the horse the leader. And with a lot of horses, it's really obvious as soon as they get their nose in front, their head goes up and they go, well, I'm in charge now, I need to look around and see what's going on. So we need to have the horse just walking with his head at our shoulder. So I'm just going to walk and want him to come with me. And when he comes with me, there's a smile in my line. Okay, can you see the smile in my line? When you turn left, he's going to get a bit of a tug because he didn't come straight away, and then I put my smile back in my line. Good boy. Right, and then I'm going to turn this way because he's a bit worried about that over there. For the minute, good boy. And when I stop, I want him to just stop. Good boy. Well done. Okay, so that's what we're all working towards. Having the horse at his head at our shoulder with a smile in our line. So when we do a little competition a bit later on, you lose points if you tug on your line in the competition. Okay, obviously we are training our horses all of the time, so if you need to correct your horse by tugging on the line, then I do want you to do that and not go, I can't tug because it's a competition. Alright, because we are training them all of the time and we need to be consistent with what we're asking our horses to do. Okay. So if you want to have just a quick run through of those ground rules, so I'll give it back to you. So we're all going to stand directly in front of our horse, looking in